was not the first black ball player in the major league. In fact, he was the third major league ball player. In fact, Moses Fleetwood Walker was your first black in 1884, and his brother Welday was the second black. They both played with Toledo at that time, which Toledo at that time was a major league city.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I'm hoping that Major League Baseball is going to hurry up and recognize you guys as far as your pension is concerned, because I think it is time. It is not time that they should. Because like I say, you guys are well deserving, and I'm not going on just what I heard. Most of this is on what I experienced and what I saw when you guys were playing, and when I was the bat boy, not only at Slossfield, but also out at Rickwood. And it was just an honor just to be on the same park. I know when I walked out on that park, and you know, going from Slossfield to Rickwood, man, I tell you, I mean, it just does something to you to walk out and see that beautiful green grass and that red dirt that was out there, and those stands, you know, the bleachers. Yeah. It was just awesome. So I can only imagine how you guys felt playing. Now, I was just in the little, you know, being a bat boy. So
I hate they tore that ballpark down, because that was a history.
One other thing. Yeah. When we talk about Josh Gibson, I say the most dangerous ball player ever to play the game. He averaged like 75 home runs a year. You know, he hit 962 home runs in 17 years in the Negro League. The only man ever hit a ball foul over the roof out of Yankee Stadium. Left center field.
That's fact.
Yep, I read about that.
Documented in books. It's in books.
So he hit it out of the
over the roof,
out of the park.
Right.
Yeah, and he, let's see, he was like in his 30s when he died, was he not?
37 to 38 year old.
Yeah. Yeah, he died in 1947. When Jackie went up, that hurt him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he wasn't called up.
Then he died.
Oh.
Because he was supposed to have been the first one that went up. But they say he was a radical and all that stuff.
They portray him as alcoholic. From what I gather, his son, which I talked quite a bit with his son before he died, his dad wasn't like that. You hear some say he was poisoned. We really don't know what happened to Josh, but we know he passed on.
Well, sometimes depression and heartache can take you on faster than a bullet.
Oh, yeah.
So he could have been depressed because of Jackie going up and over him, and he was such a famous ball player.
You know, I have to admit that, because when the Dodgers cut me in 1957, I developed a bad case of bleeding ulcer. I almost died myself. So I can imagine how he felt when he felt like he should have gone up.
Now you're bragging on a bleeding ulcer.
Well, you have to, because that's what did it.
Okay, Jake.
I'm going to tell you.
I mean, if I had a bleeding ulcer, I'd probably brag on it too.
The average black ball player went up and they was cut. He was cut, you know, for the white kid. It just wasn't going to happen for the black. The quarter system. That's what they call it, the quarter system.
Well, they did me the same way,
put
but
one or two
it don't bother me any now.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I made it. I made it.
Yeah. You know, you look at it in a positive light, and it's going to be better. If it's not for you, you can't go back and get $500,000 in pension. I know that. But there's some youngsters who's going to get a lot from just watching you guys, and that makes you feel good. And we keep that in mind, because what we say, people out there are looking at it, they're listening, and they're going to get something from it. And that's really amazing, the way you can look back and still feel good about it.
She did a paper on me last year, Black History Month. She made straight A's. And the man actually said, well, who you want to do your paper on? She said, I'm going to do it on my granddad. So the teacher said, who is your granddad? My granddad is a Negro League ball player.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it on him. And everybody will start asking her questions. Well, how old your granddad is? She said, I don't know. Well, I know he's my granddaddy. she did it. She made straight A's, man. I'm telling you.
That's great.
So, even though today you have some of the Negro League autograph worth more than some of the major leaguers. And even when we played the All-Star game in Comiskey Park, man, would you believe 50 or more thousand people would be at that ball game?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Every time we played.
Yeah.
Hey, in fact, I'm going to tell you this. The Negro League outgrew Major League Baseball. That was one of the reasons they came after us. We was outgrowing Major League Baseball. say they couldn't have it. If the black owners had money in those days, they probably would have put Major League out of business. In just in 42, 44, they wanted to put the two
they want to put a whole Negro League
black
teams
team
in the
Major League.
But the judge told them it was against the law.
Yeah.
Couldn't put them up there. Yeah.
You know, it's one I would also be remiss if I didn't mention about the as far as Industrial League and SIPCO, Connor Steel, what's the one out on 10th Avenue? That's Stockham.
Yes.
And those places that really put a lot into Negro League. So I really appreciate them, and I appreciate all you guys for what you did all these years. And want to thank you, okay?
Well, I appreciate SIPCO.
All right.
So SIPCO started all us out. He started me out, Ed Steele, Piper Davis, all of us. We started as